This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. Delighted to be joined by newly crowned WBO cruiserweight champion, Mr. Lawrence Okolie. All right, mate?
Yeah, I'm good. Every time someone says it again, it hits me again. So yeah, it's yeah, I'm alright. I'm alright.
I think this is what people do genuinely like about you. The fact that I watched your video earlier, and it's almost like you still think it's mad that you won a world title, but it's not really that mad, is it?
Yeah, like obviously I put in a lot of work and you know, I believe in myself, but you know, the reality is always so much different. You know, I was in the changing room beforehand thinking, you know what, I could be 36 minutes away from winning a world title or the worst, you know what I'm saying? So the reality is always different from what you imagine, if that makes sense. As in, you can dream up all you like, but making it a reality is always different. So I just feel blessed, like, and yes, I genuinely, it feels mad. As much as I believe in myself, every time someone says it, it just feels crazy. Like I'm actually like world champion now. So it's like it's great.
Lawrence, you know, any fighter doesn't want to ideally win a vacant title as such. They want to beat the champion. But in your situation, you fought someone who was, if you know boxing, knows that was a very legitimate contender in Glowacki. And there were certain people that suggested that his experience and your experience, when you kind of put them together, he's been in with the likes of Usyk, Bradis, Huck, all these guys. So what makes us think that Lawrence has done enough to kind of compete with someone like that? But you answered it emphatically on the night on Saturday. No,
I'm great. I'm so happy with the performance as well. I'm definitely, you know, I'm the type, obviously people that know me from Britain and Europe know I beat the British champion to become British champion, European to become European, Commonwealth. So I'm always after the champions, but obviously I just have to take, when a world title comes, you take it however it comes. Glowacki, even me, I was a bit shocked by the odds as well, because he's obviously proven at world level where I was still unproven. And I made a mistake. Obviously, I watched some videos in the night before the fight on like predictions, and 2 or 3 of them all were in favour of Glowacki. So I had to really clear that from my head, and I was so focused to go out there and prove a point. Like, so I'm happy I did.
A lot was made after your win about the 16 fights and kind of what you'd accomplished, the British, the Commonwealth, the European, now world title in 16 fights. And has that kind of registered that you've accomplished that in such a short amount of time?
Now it's starting to, you know, hit a little bit more, because with all the belts that I won pre-world title, I just kept saying to myself, I can't celebrate. There's a European title to get. I can't celebrate. There's a world title to get. Now I've got it, you know, I can sit back and say, you know what, I'm proud, you know, because at every step of the way, all it takes is one bad night and you slipped up. You know, one bad night, you're not British champion, you're not European, you're not this, you're not world title champion. So it's sinking in, but I just, you know, I'm so focused on going out there and doing more that I can't allow myself to just be like, you know what, I'm world champion now, or whatever. I'm so happy and blessed, and, you know, not shocked, but I just feel so happy, and that it's me that's, do you know what I mean, that's won this title. But I just want to go on and just do more. Do you know what I mean?
What are McDonald's going to do for you now?
I need to know. Sorry, that's a good question.
What are they going to do for you?
Obviously, I don't know if I can say too much. I can't say too much. But anyway, long story short, we have to work something out. Because I'm talking about them all day, every day. So we need to do something.
I know it was almost an overused story in the week, but it is kind of to see the transition of your whole life. And it was overused in the end. People were kind of mimicking in the end, going, oh, I didn't know Lawrence worked for McDonald's. Yeah. It got to that point then. But I think it is worth pointing out. And I put this tweet out about, you know, I worked at McDonald's for 1 day, right? So I weren't knocking it at all. But I was saying, from where you was to where you are now, I put a message out. It's like, just don't stop believing, which is true, which is kind of your message today that you put out on your Instagram and your Twitter today. Just, you can do it as well.
Yeah, that's it. Like, I woke up this morning and I just felt so appreciative, you know. And I was, you know, sending out messages to everyone that, you know, has had some sort of impact. I was getting to you. You were next on the list before this interview that we have here. And then I just felt like it's important to get the message out there, because I don't think anything that I've done in my life is like particularly amazing. Like I wasn't, you know, bit by a radioactive spider or anything like that. I generally just kept going to the gym, kept believing. And like, if there's any kids out there or anyone in any walk of life that just want something to like, just go out and do it, I just think they just need to go and do it. Because now I'm sitting here, as I said to you, I think it's mad that I've won a world title. It wasn't like, it's just mad. So I just feel like that anyone can achieve anything. So I just want that message out there, because we never know, the person who might cure the biggest disease might be there just behind insecurities or fear. They just need to go and get their dreams.
I just want to point out that what you're actually talking about isn't specific to boxing, because we don't want like kids that have just joined McDonald's thinking that they can suddenly just go and do what you did. But it's not about that. Maybe, but it's not specifically about boxing, is it? It's about whatever you're doing in life, you can always push yourself and do what you want to do. 100%.
It's not that I just happen to be a good boxer. I'm good. Yeah, I'm world champion. I'm a good boxer. I'm a good boxer, but other people have other skills. But it's just about believing in them and going and getting them. Like, for example, yourself. Obviously, we all know your story, and you've managed to take what you believed in and revolutionize how boxers and media is done. Do you know what I mean? And give us opportunities to show our characters and people to get to know us. You know, I remember our first interview in Sheffield. You might not remember. But I remember we had an interview in Sheffield. Those are big moments. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think anything's possible for anyone.
Lawrence, I appreciate your words, but please don't compare me holding a camera over 10 years to what you've achieved or people in sport achieve, because no, I'm being serious. I hold a camera. You're a professional athlete. You got talent.
I'll be serious with you as well. This isn't about. But generally, if you just look at what you managed to do, a decade is a long time. That's 10 years of dedication. I've gone up and down the country before the glitz and the glam, before Umar, you know, started doing these things. It's about going out there and believing in yourself. And now you're the biggest in the game. So congratulations to you.
Lawrence, I appreciate your words. And for me, it did start at McDonald's. I did one day at McDonald's. One day.
And now you and me have a similar story.
One day. They put me on chicken McSandwiches.
You would just make it just that?
Yeah, they put me on chicken McSandwiches. I did a shift 2 till 10 and I didn't return. I went back to Pizza Hut. I worked at Pizza Hut for 3 years. I don't know, some people do know this, but I went over to McDonald's and I come back to Pizza. I kind of cheated on Pizza Hut and I come back. But I was there for 3 years, yeah.
Oh, at Pizza Hut?
Yeah.
So did you still get a discount code or anything like that?
I'm so old now that the Pizza Hut I worked in is now a Nando's.
You're joking. But you know what? Shout out to Nando's.
Give him a card. I don't care. Just give him a card. Lawrence, let's talk about the actual fight itself. Did the fight start how you anticipated it starting from both sides, from Gluax's side and from your side?
So yeah, I thought that Gluax was gonna box on the back foot. Personally, I've watched his fights against taller fighters, and he usually sits on the back foot waiting for you to overextend, and he comes back with good counters. So I was expecting that, but then I expected that for maybe 1 or 2 rounds, and then he realised that I wasn't going to overcommit. He would then go back to the corner, and they would tell him, you have to go and force the issue. But after, maybe 3 rounds, I realised it wasn't coming forwards. Like, I was really waiting for him to, come forward. Maybe he felt something in the right hand, or some reason he didn't want to come into the range. And Shane was adamant about me not. I don't want to say obviously too much about the tactics, but it went to plan basically.
We heard obviously your post-fight interview afterwards. In the one you did with IFL, I like kind of your attitude afterwards when you was asked if you're going to go and celebrate, and you said, "No, I want to go and see my mum and I want to have a bubble bath." That was a good moment. I heard that and I thought, he's just keeping his feet firmly on the ground despite becoming world champion literally 45 minutes before that.
Yeah. For me, obviously, I've mentally prepared myself to be a world champion for a long time. You know, I have a lot of self-belief, and sometimes I feel it gets misconstrued as like arrogance or like, why is he like that or anything like that. But for me, it's that belief that's helped me get to this position. Do you know what I mean? And ultimately, like generally, people that actually know me on a personal level know what type of person I really am. Do you know what I'm saying? So I was just focused on that. And now it's, you know, good that it all paid off. My mum's happy, over the moon. Everyone's happy. Like, it's crazy.
Coincidentally, you winning a world title in your 16th fight coincided with a certain Anthony Joshua winning a world title in his 16th fight. Was that kind of planned from 258 for that to happen?
No, 16 is my favourite number. But no, I tried to win it in 15, but I think AJ in 258 might have had something to do with the fight getting pushed back one fight. I don't know. Something's up with it. I was ready to go in the 15th. I was ready for December, but somehow a week before, it got cancelled. But you know what? I'm happy to have won it.
What did Anthony say to you afterwards?
Just congratulations. We've spoke a bit now. He's just said, go out there and go get more. You know, for me, as I said, I'm so focused on like performances now and just going out and getting more. Winning the world title is amazing, but I've done it in 16 fights. I can't now hang up the gloves and say I've been a world champion, and I need to go and see how far I can push it. That's all I've said from the start, is I'm going to push this train as far as it can go. So yeah, I need to go for unifications. I need to go through the weights. I just need to just go.
So let's just quickly talk about Marius Breedis, because you've made some comments today saying that that's a fight that you would like, well, next or soon.
Yeah. Just elaborate. Yeah, for me, I feel like he's Ring Magazine and he's rated #1, and he's someone who's, you know, I think anyone in boxing knows he's a top quality fighter. And for me, I believe within myself that I can beat anyone, and it's up to me to go out there and prove it. So if I'm going to prove I'm a world champion and I want to unify, I have to go against the top guys. So I don't see why not. I have absolutely zero problem boxing him. So it's just up to Eddie to see what he can do.
Is it, for you, do you want to almost complete cruiserweight before thinking about going up to heavyweight? Or is there a chance that you may unify and then move up to heavyweight? Or is it, do you want to kind of go for the whole lot at cruiserweight?
I'm not sure. Obviously we have to see fight by fight how making weight is, and you know what the world kind of looks like. But for me, I'm not too. I haven't got like a set. This is exactly what I need to do before this. I'm quite free. I'm just after whatever's biggest and best. Do you know what I'm saying?
So obviously before the fight, you had Derek Chisora, who was present ringside to watch your world title win, saying that you should go after Dillian White. You had Tony Bellew the other day saying that he'd like to see you and Joe Joyce. So people are already kind of looking kind of past cruiserweight now for, you know, which we expect you at some point to kind of make that move into the heavyweight division. But do you think about the heavyweight division now more so?
Yes and no. I mean, obviously Joe Joyce is someone that I like and I'm friends with. So unless he comes and calls me out, which I don't think he will, that's not what I'm that fixated on. I do believe he has a good, very, very good chance of being Usyk though. I'll say that now. But I might have a heavyweight fight and still be at cruiserweight, because I can box heavyweight at the weight that I am right now. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't really need to pack on too much more size. But we're just going to wait and see how the world looks. You know, right now it's still quite fresh to win. I will be getting back to training this week, but I don't know.
I'm assuming you will fight. Obviously, you'll fight once more this year.
I'll preferably like 2 more this year. It's March, so there's still a potential for like summer and then full winter.
I just feel like as people progress in their careers, it's like they fight generally twice a year, don't they? But in your situation, because you fought in March, you could easily fight. Yeah, you're right. The summer and then the winter.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to stay. Of course, it's not up to me solely, but I like to stay active. I feel like I'm not at that 2-fight-a-year status, in my opinion, yet. So I just got to keep working.
Is Eddie going to get you a watch?
Yeah, I spoke to him, was it today? No, yesterday, Sunday. So I spoke to him, after the dust settles, we have to have the make sure chat. We had the chat, he's reconfirmed he'll be getting it. I'll give him a bit of leeway because he has that show abroad this week. Is it counts as
in
abroad,
Gibraltar.
When he's back, I will be at his door. Unfortunately, you've made a promise to a guy 4 years ago. You have to stick to it. It's about honour. Do you know what I'm saying? So I believe I'll be getting it.
But for Hearn as well, it's satisfaction to see someone that's turned pro with him over that period, because there's not too many of them. I think there's Kalya Fai, there's a couple of other people out there. Who am I missing out here?
Callum Smith and AJ. That he started with him.
AJ, Callum, yes.
Yeah.
But that must be a satisfaction for Hearn to kind of see promote you from pro debut right until the 16th fight where you become world champion. So you deserve a watch, to be fair.
100%. And you know what? It's obviously back and forth. I've had some fights that weren't the best, although I won. And he's still carried on promoting me as he should. Do you get where I'm coming from? Still kept on giving me opportunities, and I kept on winning. So it's really good to get good performances, not just win the world title, win it well. And yeah, do you know what I mean? The watch is more so a symbol, it's one that I'll keep for the rest of my life and give on to my kids because it's also attached to my boxing success. Okay, just one more for you. Just almost like a bit of a fantasy heavyweight situation here. You would have been asked this already, but if you think, just imagine you've done what you wanted to do at cruiserweight and you are like fully fledged heavyweight, you're in heavyweight boxing, right? So you're not dropping that back down to cruiserweight, you're doing heavyweight boxing. As you progress, has no one asked you about the potential of if you would fight AJ? Has someone asked you that? Do you know who asked me? My mum. And that's when I realised I'm never going to fight AJ, because my mum, I believe, she'll disown me if I even uttered the words me versus AJ right now. She loves him so much. And even me as a person, I feel like one thing that's important to me, which is why I'm still cool with all of the same people from school, is once someone shows me loyalty and honour from early, that's something that I'm going to show back. Do you know what I mean? So that's how I feel about it. Unless AJ comes out now and says, KD, Will, etc., I want the Okolie fight, I'm easy.
But Lawrence, if AJ just give AJ, he could be in 10 years, but say he's in it for 5 years. But if you're progressing and you're kind of chasing, then what do you do then?
You sit down as men and have a conversation. Which one of your belts are you going to relinquish? And then we have another discussion then. Do you know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, listen, forget about all that for the moment. Just enjoy your win, first of all, because like I said, it was a great moment on Saturday night. Just obviously a shame that there wasn't a crowd to see it as such. Yeah. So what could you hear that night? Could you hear, obviously, apart from your corner?
Yeah, I could hear my corner. I could hear my brother. I could pretty much hear everything from everyone, really. I'm quite relaxed in there, so I'm picking up even what his corner is saying as well. So it was good. Some different bits of advice. I remember replying to someone, "Don't worry, next round." We're just having fun in there.
I like your little bit about the YouTuber at the end there as well. That was for people that knew what that was quite entertaining. Other people were probably Googling the guy.
What is that? Yeah, nah. Obviously, for me, I've watched boxing as a fan before I ended up getting to this level, so I continue to do that. So when I see stuff on myself, so go on, and I watch a bit here and there. But I don't know if you've seen the video that I was talking about. I thought it was defamation of character, but it's all good though, anyway.
It's all good. Lawrence, I appreciate your time talking to IFL TV, and I appreciate your time with Razza in the bubble last week as well. Is that your hand?
Hilarious, huh?
I thought that was your hand. No, that's not your hand.
No.
Oh, right.
I have a black hand.
Wait, you know what? If they're going to bring the book in, they've got to show their face. Challenge. How much is it at the moment?
Have you pre-ordered?
I heard it's doing better than Eddie's, and it's not a competition. Once again,
Eddie's book is now $3.99, by the way.
That's okay. Mine will eventually end up being that much, and that's okay.
No, it won't.
But for me, it's about the message. If anyone in 10 years, 15, 20 years comes back and says, I read your book and this and that happened for me, it's enough. So I'm excited.
Nice one. Is he on commission for this? What, KD?
Nah, I'm joking. No, mate, this is free for me.
Right, that's a good plug.
The link will be in the description, right?
Yeah,
Cool.
absolutely. Send it over to me and I'll put it in the description.
All right.
Lawrence Okolie, thank you very much for talking to Eiffel TV, and we'll catch up with you again soon. And just go and spend time with your family, do your bit of media, and then get ready to rock and roll in 2021 again.
Big business. Let's go. All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lawrence.